Okay. All right. Let's start. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame bante buri panya tathagata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipanna anuttara sadhu sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana gamanang paripunang panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Nacha Gita Vadita Visukadasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatthana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Uchasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Idang me silang Magapala Nyanasa Pachayo Hotu Appamadena Sampadeta Sa. Right. Tonight we'll do a different type of guided meditation. We'll start with mudita, appreciative joy. Here on mudita, appreciative joy, that means we're going to learn to recall back all the good deeds that we have done in the past, present, and also the future. And the things that we are planning, wholesome things that we are planning to do. Yeah. Also, with that, we bring about the happiness in the mind. And also, we extend it to all beings. And that all beings also they have done goodness in the past, in the present, and perhaps also in the future. Then again, we bring about all the happiness and we rejoice in their happiness. Yeah? Something like that. So let us try. Again, we sit here. We let go of all the vipassana objects. Keep the mind calm, open, and peaceful. Let the body feel relaxed. Any tension, any tightness, we let it all go. From top of the head, relax the forehead, relax the face and neck, shoulders and arms, to the chest, to the stomach area, to the back, the spine, to the hips and buttocks, the thighs, to the knees, calves, ankles, the soles. So relax the whole body. Now let us recall before we start. Let us recall some past action that we have done in the past. Giving, offering, doing some kind services. And we remember them. We bring about that happiness. Rejoice in our actions. Now, let us start. Whatever wholesome deeds that we've done in the past, present, or in the future. May all these states will give rise to happiness, give rise to, may all their happiness may not disappear. May it able to grow for my welfare, for my mental development, for my spiritual development. Whatever wholesome deeds I've done in the past, any form of kindness, generosity, whatever actions, speech, or thought, I'm doing it in the present, and also whatever actions, speech, or thought that I'm going to do in the future. May all this happiness do not disappear. May all this happiness able to grow for my welfare, for my spiritual development, for the realization of the truth. But let us expand. Expand the mudita, the appreciative joy. Thus all the beings around here, to the monks and nuns, fellow yogis, to all the helpers, volunteers, supporters, to all the guardian devas of this place, all other devas residing around here in this neighborhood, to all the petas, and to all the animals, big or small, seen or unseen. May all of us here whatever wholesome actions that we have done in our past, may all these actions give rise to happiness. May all the present actions, speech or thought, they are doing it now. May all their happiness may all their happiness do not disappear, may all their future actions, speech, or wholesome thoughts, may all these deeds give rise to happiness. May all their happiness do not disappear, do not diminish. May it able to grow and grow for the happiness wherever they are. Whatever deeds they have done in the past, present, or future, may all their deeds give rise to happiness, give rise to joy. May all their happiness do not disappear. May all their happiness bring them welfare. Able to live happily here and now. Now let us expand further. Let us expand to all the beings in this country. May they be humans or non-humans, devas, petas, animals big or small, far and near, seen or unseen. May all beings in this country, whatever wholesome deeds they have done in the past, may all their deeds give them happiness. May all their happiness do not disappear. May all this happiness give them joy, living at ease here and now. May all their present, may all their present deeds they have done, they are doing in the present, or that they will do in the future, may all these deeds give them happiness, give them joy. May all their joy, their happiness do not disappear, do not diminish. May all these deeds provide happiness for them, provide welfare wherever they are. Now let us expand further. Let us expand to all beings in this world. May they be our loved ones near or far away, or those people whom we do not know wherever they are, and to those whom we dislike or those who dislike us. To all the guardian devas of the sasana, to all other devas residing in this world, to all the petas, to all the animals, big or small, far or near, seen or unseen. Whatever wholesome deeds they have done in the past, may all these wholesome deeds do not disappear. May all their happiness do not disappear. May all this happiness give rise to joy, give rise to welfare wherever they are. May all their present actions, present speech or thoughts give rise to happiness, give rise to joy, and may all their joy do not disappear. May all their joy enable them to live in peace and not in jealousy. Whatever future deeds that they are going to do, may all these future deeds give them happiness, give them joy. May all this joy and happiness do not disappear, do not diminish. May they all able to live in peace, in happiness, wherever they are. Now let us expand. Let us expand our mudita, our happiness, appreciative, this appreciative joy to all beings, without condition, without boundary. To all beings in this universe or universes, to all the beings from the highest planes of existence down to the lowest planes of existence, to all the beings in all the world systems. May all beings without exception, whatever deeds they have done in the past, may all these deeds give them happiness, give them joy. May all this happiness do not disappear, do not diminish. May all this happiness able to give them, may enable them to live in peace and in harmony. Whatever present or future deeds that they are doing or going to do, may all these deeds give them happiness, give them joy, and may all their joy do not disappear. May all their joy able to carry on so that all beings able to live in happiness and in joy, live in peace and in harmony with themselves and with all beings. May all their happiness do not disappear. May all their happiness do not diminish. May all their happiness give rise to joy, enable them to live in peace and in harmony now and also in the future. May all beings be happy. May all beings be happy. And slowly let go of the reflection and mudita. And we bring back the mind to the present moment, to the body, the rise and fall of the abdomen. Then we can slowly open our eyes. All right. So we have already done metta, karuna. Now we start with mudita. We already done death. We already done 32 parts of the body. See what else we're going to do later. So a little bit more than 1 month to go. All right, let's see. So on Wednesday, on Tuesday, we were looking into the mental agitation connected with skeptical doubt or connected with self-doubt. Yeah? As I said, there are many ways we can talk about this skeptical doubt. Well, skeptical doubt here is the spiritual type of doubt. That it falls under doubting about the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and also doubting about the training, Sikha. Sikha here divided into 3, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. So you can in other words, you can doubt the virtue or the morality, or you can doubt Samadhi, or you can doubt Panya. In other words, you doubt the Noble Eightfold Path. In a way, So this type of doubt arises when one do not have much confidence. And here we can talk about, I gave a few examples about the everyday type of doubt connected, for example, like connected with the Sangha. If you place your confidence in the individual, in the personality, rather than in the qualities of the Sangha, then you might feel hurt because it will come with attachment. It become like it become like a cult figure rather than a spiritual development. Even when we place the qualities of the Buddha, we place it on its qualities. Because also in the past, there's only not just one Buddha, but in the past there are also numerous Buddhas. They too have these qualities. So next time in the future, there'll be Buddhas to come. They'll also have this quality. Then you have the Dhamma. People have doubt about the Dhamma. Even on a theoretical basis, they have doubt about which Dhamma is the right and which Dhamma is not the right. And sometimes even you place the confidence in the Dhamma, you place it wrongly. Sometimes what is not Dhamma, you think or you believe that this is Dhamma. Sometimes, people place a lot of their confidence, like in the devas, like in the special kinds of powers and so on. Some kind of magical power, some kind of this type of powers. These are all worldly things. And when you place to this type of things, then not really much of a Dhamma. Because nowadays, I've met with monks or nuns, instead of placing on the teachings of the Buddha, then they place it onto the worldly type of dhammas. But this worldly type of dhammas, it's very sort of exotic, special, it's like things like normally you don't see, connected with the devas, connected with special powers, whether the monk have certain special powers and so on, so these type of things people place into this kind of things. So when they place into this kind of things, when these things goes haywire, whole thinking also haywire. So actually, faith, a proper faith, is not developed yet. Sometimes they may be wearing the monk's robe or the nun's robe, but Dhamma is not so much there. Actual Dhamma is not so much there. A lot of worldly type of understanding, worldly type of Dhamma, and then that can be sometimes misleading to the devotees, especially if the devotees lack of wisdom. And actually in the world, most devotees lack of wisdom. Most devotees. You cannot pass through whether this is proper Dhamma or not proper Dhamma. Then when it comes to the training itself, again, we can talk about the Sila, Samadhi, Panya, and all this type of doubt that arises. But what I'm more interested is the doubt that arises in the yogi, because these are so much more connected, so much more nearer to us. A lot of doubt arises even right in the beginning of the practice, is that sometimes we mix with the wrong people. We mix with the wrong people, and then they put all kinds of doubt into you that this practice is not right, this practice not taught by the Buddha, this practice is very old already, we got new practice, we got more special practice, this practice, this meditation you do, you're gonna have special power, you're gonna have able to see the lights, able to 2 weeks, within 2 or 3 weeks you can get jhana already, guarantee or money back. Nowadays, they have all kinds of things, Then we mix with all these type of people. Then, of course, right in the beginning, you're already doubtful already. Very doubtful because sometimes there are monks or nuns or certain lay people begin to preach that that it's not necessary to see all this type of pain. What for you come into the meditation and you see more pain? Life is already so much dukkha already. Why more pain? Then the yogi, without much wisdom, they believe it. Then they believe that, oh, it must be true. Life is full of dukkha. Why for we go through all this stuff, pain? Then here again, even right in the beginning, that all this, sometimes this wind element sensation and all that thing, a lot of times even the Buddha, even the Buddhist devotees and also monks or nuns, they don't trust all this type of phenomena that's happening within the mind and body. They have doubts that what for you can pay attention to all this rising, falling, in breath, out breath, and so on. There's nothing for you to see there. So a lot of times when we tell yogis, or you tell people that these things, when you go deeper, you can notice more and more phenomena that's actually happening within this mind and body. But a lot of times the Buddhist devotees already close their mind. So when they close their mind, they do not want to hear you. Sometimes Buddhist devotees, what they do is that if you're in front of your name, let's say in front of the monk's name, you don't have sayadaw, or you don't have long paw, or you don't have ajahn or something like that. Bộ liao le. Bhante ni bộ yong. Buddhist devotees like that. They place faith on the name. That doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. I'm not saying that this one, but so this one, the way that you place your faith, you're going to place your faith in the wrong things. Yeah. Hopefully you get it right, Hopefully you can go further than that later on. But a lot of devotees place faith in the name and so on. Uh, I wish that they place it in the right people. In the wrong people, a bit difficult. So when it comes to the yogis, the type of doubt that arises is one of the things is that there are new sensations or the new way of how object arises. And perhaps you have not seen it before. And when you have not seen it before, you became like uncomfortable with it. Yeah? And sometimes, like for example, in the beginning part, you for example, you notice the rising and falling, you notice, and then suddenly rising and falling can go sideways, go sideways. Then you say, mana boleh, right there. You open up your eyes, there still go up. But when you close your eyes, it goes sideways again. So which one is right now? Then doubt arises. When this type of doubt arises, normally, even within the Vipassana yogis, sometimes, or not only this, but sometimes they see like things are going round and round. Sometimes you feel that, hey, how come the rising falling supposed to be in the stomach, now at the spine there? How come the rising and falling can go under so deep one? Whatever, they notice things, but it is not familiar with them. Not familiar with them. Then this is where they begin to doubt. When they begin to doubt these type of things, if they do not have teachers, let's say, they do not have teachers, and they do it on their own. So when they do it on their own, normally, most of the time is that they will always, most of the time, they will go back to their comfortable zone. In other words, whatever that's go round and round, I say, cannot. Rising, falling must go like that only, and then like that. You want then even the rising and falling is trying to go sideways again. It cannot. You must push it back to rising and falling like that. Then there's no progress anymore. Then the whole progress, because you believe what you want. You want things to happen what you want. When it happens like that, that means you are doubting other objects or other phenomena. Then here you are just comfortable, you are just having a confidence on what is good for you only, or you think that this is supposed to be the right way. Because you're a lot of thinking. The mind can't let go. So this type of things is in in the beginning, Then as the yogi goes into the deeper aspect, there are more and more new phenomena, different ways of coming in, sometimes even within the body, but the most thing is within the mind. A lot of things that's going to happen within the mind. How the mind and body react to each other, responds to each other, then it's going to be very complicated. But the more the mindfulness that you're going to see, actually you're going to be able to notice more. But sometimes it's because of a doubt. And that doubt that comes in, it comes in like your commentary. You comment too much or you overthink. You overthink, sometimes you try to put Abhidhamma beside you while you're meditating, or you put your sutta beside you when you're meditating. And some people put the 16 insight knowledge beside them while they're meditating. And that is when they meditate a little bit and they say, how come it is not following the text? When it's not following the text, then they felt that this one is not right. They felt that this is not right. This is not insight. This is not insight knowledge. I want the insight knowledge. Now, things already happen right in front of them, but they are not confident to noticing what is going on. They are confident is what somebody else write or written inside there. All the books, they are just guidelines only. You are the one who go and see everything what is happening there. We can tell you a lot of the structure, what is going on, but you have to fill in all the necessary details by going through all your meditation. So, so sometimes, like for example, that things getting faster, changing faster, like 3 or 4 experiences of things are coming in together. When it happen together at all at one go, then again sometimes you fall back to your theory that you think that the mind can only take one object at one time. Then this thing cannot happen. When this thing cannot happen, then you just want to see one thing at one time, because why? You want to follow your theory. You doubt what you are actually observing. It's trying to show you the phenomena. It's trying to show you a lot of things happening, but you doubt it. You doubt it, and you just go back to what you want to believe. Then again here, you slow down your practice. So sometimes people slow down this type of practice, they don't realize that they are slowing it down. All you need to do is just open up and pay attention whatever that arises here. Then also like for example, changing of objects. Sometimes, as I said, some vipassana yogis are not comfortable in taking up sitting, touching, or other phenomena. They're only comfortable with the rising and falling. They thought that all the insights that only can come through the rising and falling. All other phenomena cannot arise insight. So when they take up, they take up, like for example, sitting, touching. They have no confidence sitting and touching. They use sitting and touching as just waiting for the rising and falling to come back. They don't really scrutinize the rising, sitting and touching, because the mind has doubtful or lack of confidence on the sitting and touching. Or maybe like other sensation or itchiness that comes in. There are lack of confidence on noting all these type of objects, because they felt that this type of object do not give insight, or do not able to see anicca, dukkha, anatta. Only rising, falling only can see. So with that idea, whenever itchiness becomes clear, they don't pay attention to it. They just only not just to want to like push it away back again to rising and falling. Yeah, because doubt is there. Yeah. Yeah. Then there are also many types of doubt that some also yogis then they this one connected with the mind. Some yogis are so engrossed in the noting in this, doing this vipassana practice. They want to know the mind only. They don't want to know the body. Whenever the body sensation arises in the body, they don't want to see it. They thought that looking at the mind is more higher than the body. So anything that you pay attention to the body, then the body, they're doubtful about the objects of the body, because that sometimes they already believe that after all, enlightenment is going to happen in the mind after all. What for looking at the body? Then because of the devotees and this type of yogis have no understanding, then of course they believe these type of words. Then when the yogi practice, let's say some of the yogi begin to practice and the mindfulness starts become clear. They begin to notice that body sensation also arises together with their practice. But this time they always want to see the mind only. Because they already have that perception that the mind is more important than the body. Yeah. Yeah. So that is not the way. That is not the way. So a lot of doubt here and there. And this type of doubt, a lot of yogis get into all kinds of, and then it slow down the practice and so on. And not only that, as you go into the deeper aspect of practice, a lot of times it's going to make you very uncomfortable. For example, that objects is going to be arising and passing away in a very fast manner, not only just at one spot, sometimes at multiple spots. You don't even see the form, the body form. You don't even see how the rise and fall of the abdomen. You don't even see how the pain is there. You don't even see what is going on. Everything is going on, but you don't have the form. You don't even know what's the time. You don't even know what's the place that you're in also. All these concepts begin to disappear. For during that time, during that time when you're paying attention to it. And this is one of the things that a lot of yogis dare not to fall into it, because they're going to let go of concepts, and the concept is so much strong in us. Like somehow when you meditate, let's say, you forget the time, or you forget the place where you are. Don't you think there's something wrong with you? If you are a first timer, nothing of all these type of things. Yes, you feel that it is something wrong with you because we are always based on our everyday life. And we are based on this since samsara. And right now, when it turns into vipassana, vipassana drops the concept of time, drops the concept of a form, drops the concept of a place, or even the person, or even who you are. Everything is just phenomena of arising and passing away. So sometimes with this, yogis dare not want to cross over, and they just want to stay off. Let me feel back the form again. Let me feel back where I am. Today, what day is that? Which sitting I am? 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock sitting. Here I am. Like that now they feel, okay, I'm safe, I'm here. You see, this type of things, this type of phenomena happens because the mind is comfortable with this thing. New experience comes in, the mind is like, well, not able to release itself into it. So as I said, you must learn to trust your noting mind. You must learn to trust your mindfulness. Whatever that has happened right in front of you, yes, a lot of things can be new. Then next time when the new things come in, phenomena that it comes in, you are not sure, you ask yourself, am I noting it? Am I noting it? Is this really happening in front of me? Now you ask yourself a few times, is this really in front of me or just this mentally created? Then you find that, this is actually in front of me. Then put your attention there. Pay attention to it. Forget about what you read in the books. Put all aside what you read in the books and just really truly pay attention to what is going on right in front there. If not, you're going to get stuck with a lot of all this stuff: thinking, doubting, intellectual thoughts, over commenting, overthinking, and so on. It prevents you from noting. So because of that, yogi slows down. Now we move, which is connected to skeptical doubt, which is the opposite of skeptical doubt. This is saddha, faith, confidence. This is the faith and confidence. Now, you see, in the practice, when you mentally you can able to let go of something, and truly you're able to pay attention to all your objects that's happening right now, right at the present moment. Immediately when your mind is okay with it, then all the confidence come in on now. All the confidence will start come in. This type of confidence, it comes in with the noting mind. And this one is a powerful type of confidence, powerful type of saddha, powerful type of faith. Uh, this is something that we want to build it up, because this type of faith will roll you until right into nibbana. This is something that we're going to touch upon. But let us look into faith as a bigger scope first, before we look into all the tiny parts. Now, confidence here of faith, saddha. Now, here when we use the word saddha, it has to be connected to something wholesome, because the saddha in the Pali, in the Abhidhamma, they are wholesome mental state. They are always wholesome mental state. They cannot connect it with any form of unwholesomeness. Right? So this type of saddha and the worldly type of confidence, they are two different things. This one is a spiritual confidence, spiritual faith, not religious faith, Okay? It's not necessarily religious faith. This is a spiritual faith. Faith in what? The Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and the training. Exactly the same thing. Now, the doubt is there. Now, this one is the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and the training. So it's what level you are in only. And the deeper the level, the better it is. So here, the nature of this saddha, it's that you place the mind there. It's a kind of like a trust. Your mind is trusting what is happening. But the object that you put your trust on, that object has to be able, it's wholesome object. And that wholesome object also can bring about enlightenment. Can bring about enlightenment. Not necessarily all wholesome, but it has to be have wholesome object. If you place confidence, let's say a worldly confidence into, let's say, um, you take this medicine and it cure you. Then somebody else who have that illness, for example, you recommend you promise them tigate everything you promise them. You eat sure good one. You see, I have it that sickness I have am very confident in that particular medicine or that particular supplement. So you eat, then you will also get better. Because you have experienced it yourself. Now, this type of confidence, this is worldly confidence. No matter how much you believe in that medicine, pun tak boleh sampai nibbana lah. You get what I mean now? So it is a confident, but it cannot bring you to, it cannot give rise to nibbana. All right? So if even you place confidence, if you place faith into something that is not there, but you believe that it's there, especially for the word like big, something almighty up there, or some beings up there, some almighty beings and so on, then when you place your faith into it, that faith into it, and then when you believe that they exist, this type of special creator, able to exist, God and so on, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes it's like a universal consciousness. Sometimes it's your chakra lah, you believe. Sometimes it's your what else? What do you do? Qigong lah and all that thing lah, you believe lah. This chakra and that chakra. The problem is that some of these things, they do exist. Not to say they don't exist. Some actually don't exist, but you believe that it exists, so you place faith also. Some things you believe that it exists and it actually exists, but what the next thing is that you wrongly understood it as they are eternal. They are eternal, they are self. Then it becomes problematic. Then that time, what is not eternal? One is changing, but you believe that it is eternal. What is actually dukkha? You believe that this is sukha. Because the mind wants to believe what it wants to believe. And it wants to believe usually not impermanence, not dukkha, and what is non-self. It wants to believe what is perpetual happiness. Uh, uh, happily ever after. Soulmate. Whatever you want. So you want those this, but you believe in those type of things. Then it becomes problematic. Anyway, you put that aside first. Now the thing is that you put on all these type of things. You put your faith in this type of things. These type of things cannot bring you out of enlightenment. It will still keep you in samsara. It may give rise to some happiness, maybe. It may give rise to some happiness, but it's not going to bring you out of samsara. Okay, so certain things like, again, a lot of things that in the worldly things that you may have a lot of happiness because you did it, it gives rise to happiness to you. Then whether it's wholesome or unwholesome, a lot of times it can be worldly. Because sometimes it could be you believe in something that is not there. And perhaps there's a belief there is God, or something there is a creator. Once you believe that is creator, but the creator says that, okay, you must do good. So you do good. Although you do good right now, you have faith in doing good, but also you have faith in the wrong things. So it's going to be a lot of campur, a lot of roja inside there. Whatever that you're going to have placed upon that is not existence, then again here, you're not going to be able to roll you out of this cycle of birth and rebirth. You still give rise to good rebirth because you do something good. But depending, sometimes that you believe in something that's wrong view, then that wrong view can give rise to unwholesome or can give rise to unhappy resultant too. Yeah. So that can be a problematic, and that one become too complicated already. What I'm trying to say here is that again here, our faith here, the description of saddha, it's connected to something that is wholesome, that can able to bring you out of this cycle of birth and rebirth. That is to say, the Buddha put it as you put the faith, the trust in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and the training. Now, here, there are four levels of saddha. And there are four levels of saddha. The first level of saddha, the first level of faith that you have, is called the tranquil faith or the serene faith or the serene confidence. The second one is called the trusting faith. What is the English word they use for it? Sometimes it's not so easy to translate. Trusting faith, okapana saddha. The Pali word is okapana saddha. The third one is the attainment or unshakable faith. The fourth one is ongoing faith. Ongoing. Later we'll talk about it. Now, the first one is called the tranquil type of faith, or the serene type of faith, the calm type of faith. This calm type of faith here, it comes in where your knowledge, your understanding is not so strong. Okay? When I say your understanding is not so strong, it you can I think even you know the whole Tipitaka also. Let's say you know the whole Tipitaka, you can understand what is in the Tipitaka and all that thing. Because of your understanding of the whole Tipitaka and so on, then you have certain degree of faith. Yeah? That degree of faith that you have, to me, is still placed under serene faith, the first level of faith. Yeah? The first level of faith. This type of serene faith is like, for example, you see people like they go into the in front of the Buddha, then they look, you do not know what their mind go through, sometimes they look at the Buddha. Some people, they look at the Buddha. Buddha, bye bye, tolong. Saya banyak susah sekarang. You you pray and you pray, and then you feel that you want to get some benefit from the Buddha, you want some this one from the Buddha and so on. Well, that a little bit of faith, but also a lot of greed also, Sometimes there are some people, a little bit better is that they go in front of the Buddha, and then their mind, for example, their mind is totally like clear. It's like the whole mind and the body is here, and then they just look at the Buddha as if the Buddha is still alive. There are a lot of people with this type of strong faith. With this type of strong faith, they have this type of way of how they put themselves in front of the Buddha, and then anything that is the Buddha, they felt very connected to the object. They felt very connected to the object. So they have a lot of that. So when the mind is there, the mind is clear from all the doubts, clear from all the thinking. The mind is like, the Hokkien says "cheng sim," the mind is very very purified, very clear in that sense. So that the nature of faith is like the what, the commentary. They put it like, when you those days you want to purify water, you throw a kind of what we call alum. You throw into it, then whatever the muddy water is there, then all the mud, everything will go down, and then it will leave a very clear water. Nowadays, we don't really use that anymore. Nowadays, we use filter, or your water filter. We use filter. So, if you use a good filter, then it filters out all the thoughts and everything, all the sediments and everything, and you have a good filter. When it comes out, it's very purified. Then you can able to drink those water. So nowadays we have this type of things. So saddha also the same thing. When the mind is there, when the saddha is there, then all the thoughts and all the agitation of the mind, all the skeptical doubt is just aside. It's just put aside. It's just like when you're able to know that your rising, falling can go so many ways, then that time you don't think about it already. You know that it can able to happen, then the time is the time your thinking, your doubting, and so on is all put aside. Then the mind is truly pay attention to what is going on. The mind is clear from all the agitation and thoughts and so on. So the thing is that sometimes when the faith is there, even in a very beginner's level, especially for a lot of Buddhist devotees, is that type of faith. It's called serene faith. They are there. The mind is totally trust. Their attention is there. The mind is really clear from all the unwholesome thoughts, and the mind is only there. You can see all these type of things externally you go to a temple, you go to a Buddhist temple and so on. You can notice these type of things. They have a little bit of knowledge. They have some knowledge or a little bit of knowledge, but because of their knowledge, because of their nature of faith, this type of faith can be quite can be quite strong. All of us starts off from that like that. Don't underestimate these type of things. So all of us start off with this type of faith. You're not going to start off with vipassana here and no, we start off with this type of faith, a little bit here and there. When we started off, whether when you are young, whether you are still, when your parents are training you, bye bye, bye bye, and all that, and then you already started with this type of things with the Buddha and so on. You already place a little bit of faith. They are still in a way, not much of understanding what is going on. So this is called the serene faith. Now, even you have a lot of knowledge about Buddhism. Let's say you have a lot of knowledge about Buddhism. That also, for me, is still categorized with serene faith also. Although it is better because that you are not so easily swayed away because due to your theoretical understanding about the Dhamma. Whereas the one that lack of at least the theory part or the reflective part, then that one can easily sway away because that faith is not so strong yet. It kind of like, when people tell them about something even better, then their trust in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha can be easily swayed to listening to something like the Deva, like the power and all that thing. They can easily sway to that because of lack of understanding. People with more knowledge, they have the chances are still there, but perhaps it's more difficult because of they have certain degree of knowledge. So all of that thing, I still categorize them as first level of faith, the serene type of faith. The second type of faith, the second type of sada arises called the second type of sada called the trusting faith. Now, this trusting faith comes with mental development. That means it comes with insight or development of jhana. Okay, it comes with insight or development of jhana, right? Especially insight. This one is especially insight. Now, when the yogi begins to able to develop the mind, this time in the beginning, for you to able to come to a retreat, and the type of retreat that we are going through is not an easy retreat. The retreat that we're going through is a lot of walking, sitting, pain, thinking a lot. You have you have different people and so on, and yet you have to navigate yourself into it for you to able to progress. And all your faith that you have, is already brought you to come to develop the mind, or you try you try your best to develop the mind. And let's say you can you are able to develop and you're able to walk, sit, you put in the effort and development starts come in. You begin to see a lot of development that's coming in, the mind, the nature of the mind, the nature of the body. Yeah, you clear a lot of your doubts away, and then you begin to notice the objects, changing here and there and so on. The more that you put yourself into it, here it's where this type of faith that comes in is very much through your personal development already. Now the object right now, it is we are cultivating the wholesome mental states. As the wholesome mental states become stronger and stronger, you begin to see the phenomena that's happening within this mind and body, and then you truly see it for yourself. This type is called the trusting faith. This type of faith is not easily shaken away, but it has to come with progress, the thing, not come with more retreat. Although more retreats, there's a chance for you to progress. But sometimes people come with more retreat and more retreat. Neither here nor there. Uh, Neither here nor there. They don't really put an effort into development. They don't really actually make the effort into progressing the mind. They come in just like passing through like holiday, like yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a waste of time. It's still wholesome compared for you to stay at home, There are all kinds of wrong things. Even you come here, you come to wherever you're going, wherever in the retreat place, and then you try to develop it a little bit here and there. But that one is not enough for you to actually to see what is deeper aspect of the meditation. So the deeper aspect of the meditation has come with the progress. Even that you come in one retreat, that you already have progress, then that time you wouldn't even think of like doing other meditation here and there. There are people in the past that I've met, yogis in the past I have met. They come to meditate, but they don't progress that much. They don't progress that clear. A little bit only. So, other words, their faith in the Dhamma, their faith in the training is not that strong yet. So, when they go back, they still go and search for other, sometimes they search for other guru out of a whole say out of the whole Buddhist thing, completely out. Maybe a Hindu guru, maybe a Christian guru, maybe some forest guru, whatever, So they put themselves into it. They thought that by understanding some of the teachings over there, then they can build up their spirituality. No, you won't able to do that. You cannot. Yeah. Sometimes also when we practice not enough, then after that now we go back. Should I come again? Should I go and try this thing? Should I go and try samatha? Should I go and try that one? Should I go and try that one? All your thoughts is about go and try. Let's say, and you actually go and try. Yeah. You go and try this tampo, that one also, that also. You try 10 years pass already. Yeah. If you are monk or nun, then not too bad, But your lay people don't have much time. How much can you try? A lot of you are working. If it's not working, also retired. But doesn't mean that when you're retired, you're free. You have a lot of other this thing to do. But so you thought that you can able to try. So you don't have much time to try. So other words, the confidence in the practice is not that strong yet. So as you begin to go further into the development, the further that you go deeper into it, then you actually know that this meditation actually work. Uh, it's actually work. It actually can develop the mind. The mindfulness become very strong. The concentration become very powerful. Penetration of mind become very powerful. You see it for yourself, then that type of trust on the training becomes so powerful. Then only you can begin to realize the true nature of Dhamma. Then you only can realize that how powerful the Buddha is, and so on. Only when you begin to see these type of things. Uh, uh, so this comes with the progress of insight, especially. Yeah. But if you are in the samatha practice, then if you can able to develop with that, and actually you can able to see the true jhana, not some form of jhana, just calm and peaceful. Everything is jhana already. It's not just like that. You can able to go further and truly able to see it. That again, it give rise to also a very deep, strong faith in the practice also. Uh, so this type is the second type of confidence. The third type of confidence is the unshakable faith. The unshakable faith is only when you're able to attain the path and fruition. The path and fruition here, the path and fruition consciousness is this two consciousness that can able to see nibbana or able to realize nibbana, cessation, the ending of dukkha, cessation, stopping of all this arising and passing away. Uh, whatever their name is, whatever it is. The thing is that when one able to realize nibbana for the first time, uh, then that time it comes together with the eradication of skeptical doubt, the first one. First one, skeptical doubt is gone. Second one, the wrong view also is gone. And the wrong view is divided into attachment to all the, we think that I, personality view, and they think that I must be permanent, I must be uh, uh, pleasant, the I is there, and so on. All the personality view also gone. And then another type of wrong view is you believe that certain rites and rituals that are going to give rise to all kinds of enlightenment. All these things out first. So the enlightenment give overcomes these two, the wrong view and the skeptical doubt. Without these two removed, there's no unshakable faith. When we say unshakable faith, it does not mean that whole day you feel like, wow, like that one, wow, beto one, it's not like that, it's not like that. It's not like you carry a banner and you want to rush into a war with your defilements, not oh, not like that. Unshakable faith is not like that. Unshakable faith comes in with eradication. Of course, with the eradication, also you have come in with all the insight and all the seeing truly the impermanence, the dukkha, the anatta. You see so many ways that the mind already been conditioned into seeing the truth. And it goes into so deep, and until you can able to, when the mind is mature, it can able to eradicate. So when it eradicates, then their confidence is unshakable, because that time the Buddha says, you will not going to look for other teachers anymore, except the truth, except the teachers that provide you that truth. Uh, all other forms of guru and all that thing is maybe a side hustle, maybe a little bit of just to understand what people do and so on. But you're not going to fall into that those teachings already. You know, but you don't fall into that teaching. You can study about them, but you cannot fall into them. Yeah. You can read about all your chakra and everything, and yet you don't fall into them. You don't, yeah, just only worldly knowledge, and you know how to categorize them. Yeah. You want to do your qigong and everything, you only do it for exercise only. But you don't believe that this chi is permanent, is going to go out everywhere in the whole universe, and the universe is going to come into me and all these things. No, you don't going to believe that anymore. Yeah. You believe that there is wind element, yeah, which is everything moving ma. Moving is what? Wind element, no, the Buddha says. You Chinese call it, we call it chi only lah, yeah. But it's only wind element. So whatever that is going on, we understand that all these things are not permanent. So other words, when this unshakable faith is truly achieved, that means all the insight has come to maturity, then that is where unshakable faith is there. But that is not the end yet, because other defilements are not, has not eradicated yet. It's only these first two. But then again, with these first two, samsara in the future will come to an end. Before that, there's no ending of samsara. Uh, uh, so, so whether you want to believe it or not, go practice. Practice until nibbana already, then come and tell me again. Hopefully, I'm still around. No, if not, it's only listening only. So go and practice. So practice and deeper, and then you will see it further and further. Yeah. The next one, the fourth one, is called the ongoing faith or oncoming faith, adhigama, saddha. This one, it belongs to the Buddha, it belongs to the Bodhisattva. An actual bodhisattva, Yeah, not nowadays. Anybody also want to become bodhisattva. Also, no. They can wish lah. You can wish to become a bodhisattva if you want to lah. But it's going to be a long time. I talk about the story on the bodhisattva when they chop off the hand, chop off the leg. You boleh tahan lah. Chop off a little bit cut, then you cannot tahan already. So the bodhisattva has to go through all the this one. Nevertheless, every time when the bodhisattva go through from one life to another life, his mind will always have that direction that he will become the Buddha. And to be, it is said that to be an actual bodhisattva, you must have a confirmation from a past Buddha, right? You have a confirmation from a past Buddha, then only you become an actual bodhisattva. Okay, if before that you can wish for it, you can think about it, you can talk about it, you can act upon it, also can. Then also they said that that one also they says that this one also going to take a long time. A long time. There are some books that mention it, Chronicles of the Buddha. They are not only talk about when you get the proclamation, they also talk about before what happened. So that before what happened, that means you have to talk about it, you have to think about it, you have to act upon it. Then only after many eons of lifetime already, then only you come into, perhaps when you meet the Buddha, then the Buddha look at you, look at the future, boleh, can. Then they give you. Then after they give you, and then your journey starts. Start for a long time. You go through all kinds of suffering. But the thing is that when you go here, from where you start until you became the Sammasambuddha, this is where we call it the ongoing faith. The ongoing, because every lifetime he will not give up on his quest to become the Buddha. It is said now. So you will keep on going and going, life after life, life after life, life after. Whether he meet with other Buddhas or not, he will still have that direction, that goal. Yeah. That is how a bodhisattva goes through all this type of thing. So they call it the ongoing faith. the ongoing. So if you are that, then you are there, lah, you know. If you are not that, then first three will do, lah. First three will do. So make sure that the third one, especially the third one, unshakable faith. So you practice, practice, practice until the whole doubt also all gone. Even the doubt about how the vipassana practice is to be done, that also until everything is gone. That means you practice until the enlightenment is achieved. Huh? All right. So we stop here for tonight. We'll continue on tomorrow. Huh? We share merits. Idang me bawanang nibbanasa pachayo hotu. May my mental cultivation be a condition for the realization of nibbana. Imang no punya bagang sabha satanang dema. We share these merits with our departed ones, with all beings and all the devas. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu anumodantu. May all beings be happy. May they rejoice in these merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.